conversation about work, leadership, relationships, resilience, family, community, and the complicated realities of modern life. This is The High Road with Michelle Kommer.
Welcome back to The High Road. This is Michelle Kommer and James Addison. We're going to be working on some new music for that intro. I think in some Rihanna, something. We'll talk about it later, but I am so thrilled to kick off this episode with a studio full of awesome co-hosts who are here for an encore of the May 7th episode of What is on Your Mind with Scott Hennon, that is apparently known around the studio as the now infamous menopause episode. That's right. Ladies, thank you so much for being here. Thank you going all the way back to May 7th. We had such a good time, and it's great to hang out with you. That's what it feels like, is just hanging out and being real. So after that episode, I emailed Scott and I apologized for breaking his show. And I'm told that it is unlikely, as Steve was pretty clear about earlier, that I will be asked back to that channel. But also, as Steve said, it did lead to us being here today. So excited.
It worked.
Yeah, something worked, right? And, I'm not sure if it was to really permanently make sure that I'm never over there, because, he's over there right now. We can't be on at the same time, but
we'll see what happens.
Exactly. So here I am with four impressive women who I consider my friends. Michelle Cody is the studio director and heart and soul of Fly Fitness. Tammy Halverson is a youthfully retired business owner in the finance and insurance industry. Amanda Kiddleson is a physician's assistant at Altear Clinics, specializing in women's wellness. And Liz Magee is a registered dietitian and worksite wellness enthusiast.
You bet.
That's right. Very enthusiastic.
Very enthusiastic.
I think everyone here has that in common. Enthusiasm.
For sure.
Yeah, right on. So I can't wait to dive into the conversation today. So what is today's show topic? What do you guys think it is? Because I prepped you so well. I didn't. At all.
I like to be surprised.
Yeah.
Me too.
I love what Liz said earlier before we came on air. She said, I don't even know what's coming out of my mouth. I can't wait.
I love it.
Can't wait to
Buckle
find
up.
out. That's right. So today's topic of the show is the show. What is this show? What is the High Road? And what can we expect and what can we make of it together? So quickly, for those of you that don't know me, I am an employment attorney. I'm a business owner. I've spent some time in government, as Steve mentioned earlier. The common thread for me has always been people. I love understanding how people work, how communities work, and I've always been drawn to people because everybody has a story to tell, but I'm most interested in the story that they don't tell, because that's what, to me, tells the most. And I kind of describe my career as it's a patchwork quilt. The tie that binds my different adventures together is more like an electric fence than, I don't know. I have a habit of saying yes to things that scare me, and my mouth says yes before my brain has a chance to catch up, and that's what got us here. But it's also what got me, moving to DC in the 90s. My first time on a plane was moving to DC. It was before cell phones. It was before Facebook. It was really before a lot of things. It was before the internet. And it's how I got involved in state government, just saying yes before your brain has a chance to catch up. But so far, no regrets.
Love it.
Yeah, absolutely. So sometime after I said yes to Steve, when he said, do you want a radio show? Then I started to wonder what the show should be about, right? So that required some thinking. And since I'm not an intellectual or moral authority on anything at all, in fact, most of my learning has come from mistakes. And another habit of mine is that I have to make the mistake at least twice before I learn the lesson. So, sure, I can get my hair cut at a barber shop. But I had to do it twice to realize that was not.
I'm impressed. Secret. I think I take more than that.
Yeah. Well, see,
depends.
What do you think that's about?
Do we want to unpack that?
Yeah,
Who knows?
Could.
I'm not sure what it's about.
You have to think about.
I'll think about it.
Think about it.
We'll come back to it.
We will come back to that. Yeah. So I didn't know what the show was going to be about. But I can make a couple promises that even in this room, we're not always going to agree. But I do promise that you'll know what I honestly think, and that I'm willing to listen, and that we can learn together. So here's what I came up with. I'm testing this on all you guys. I think the deal is done with the name of the show, but it is called The High Road. And my business's name is The High Road. And there's a story behind that, which is that I had come out of state government. Working in state government is hard. I applaud the people that do it every day. I was an appointed cabinet official, and I learned some things the hard way, actually everything. But I also learned that telling the truth, working hard, and sticking with that was just going to be the best strategy. And that's kind of where the high road thing came from, like just stay on the high road. And again, I'm not a moral authority. I have chosen otherwise in my life. But I would say every single time there's been some regret there. So that's just kind of an important self-mantra to me. So that's where the name came from. And now the vibe, this is aspirational, but I want your feedback on this, guys. I'm going to start with authenticity. I mean, what does that word mean to you?
Just being yourself.
Yeah?
Not afraid of being yourself, I guess.
Yeah.
I think being unapologetically yourself,
Yeah.
and letting people see the real you,
Yeah.
being confident that that's okay.
Yep. And that's hard, I think, in today's day and age. And it's harder, for me anyway, it was harder as a younger person, maybe because, you're still building your confidence and your skills and your capability. But I think authenticity, especially today, might be a little harder with social media and all those types of things. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
absolutely.
And that's our same thing for me too. It's like so much of who we are, it's like we're always trying to be somebody for somebody else. And I
Yeah.
think if you can just stay true to who you are and what you stand for, I mean, that's authenticity for sure.
Yeah. And it's hard.
It's hard to be that way.
It is. It is. So that I would like to be part of the show.
Love that.
And sometimes I will probably embarrass myself. And I think that's okay. I'm cool with that. And then second, positivity. So I think the world we live in, there might be a shortage of that way of thinking about things. And that's something I try to do every day. Something comes to mind just from today. I am a very loyal attender at Fly Fitness, and I was in an incredible amount of pain this morning, in a good way, in the best possible way. And I'm reminded, I think there's actually research that supports this, that if you can smile and laugh, even when you're in trying situations, that like your body releases chemicals, and it's just a better situation, and it helps when you're surrounded by amazing people. But positivity, you get a vote of confidence there.
Yep.
Yes. I've done a Strengths Finder before. You guys ever done Strengths Finder?
Yeah.
I know I
Oh,
have that.
it's
Tell
great.
us about it.
So you just, it's one of these tests of your personality or your style of living. I don't know which way to call it, but and it gives you a long list of your top whatever you want to find. And like your top 5 are probably the most important. And I would say like positivity is for sure in my top 5, and it has been consistently. And along with, I don't think the word is authenticity, but it's close to that. Something about like, just a way of genuinely showing up. And so like those values are huge to me. They're huge. Those are our main values at Fly.
Yeah.
Are being authentic and being positive. And I don't think it's in a really like Pollyanna kind of way of positivity.
Yeah.
But I am really grateful that I genuinely can look at the world in a positive light and not, just constantly like the glass is half empty, but to spin it in a way that it is, we can find the good.
Absolutely. And I love what you said there, because it is always there. It's always there. And we're going to get into this a little bit more later, but while I don't have all the topics refined, the way I would love for this show to go format-wise is that we always start with the good news. Because no matter what we're talking about, if it's the war in the Ukraine or, crepey skin, there.
I can help you with that.
Oh, please. It was actually on my mind today. I'm not even kidding.
Let's have a conversation.
I want to talk about that.
Okay, when we come back after break, we're going there, because
Okay.
that's how this show is going to work.
I love
Come back
that.
with us, High Road with Michelle Kommer and the coolest ladies you'll ever hang out with. We'll see you in a minute. Welcome back, everyone, to the High Road. I am Michelle Kommer, and on our next show, you will be hearing some girl on fire leading up to going live. Right? Right. We got it.
Right.
Okay. Yep. So here we are. We're back on the High Road with Michelle Kommer. I'm here with my friends Liz, Michelle, Amanda, and Tammy. And this is a reunion of what we like to call the menopause episode that aired on the Scott Hennon's What's on Your Mind. We got kicked off of that station and we got asked to come back and reassemble as a group. And so this is how this is going to roll pretty much from now on. We're going to have a topic in mind. Today's topic is the show itself. And what's the show going to be about? That's what we're talking about today. But right before break, when we were talking about kind of the vibe for this show, which is authenticity and positivity, somehow we got to be talking about crepey skin. And that really livened up the room. Yep. There was a lot of excitement about that. So we're going to just head on over to Amanda. Amanda is a physician's assistant at Altear Clinic. And she said, I can talk to you about that. So let's do it. We'll continue about the show later.
Oh my gosh. The conversations that we have or don't have, we need to know about this.
Just wait.
Absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, crepey skin can come with aging, unfortunately. Ooh. It's collagen and elastin loss in our skin. Can be caused by dehydration or rapid weight loss. And so, I think the biggest thing is, making sure you're staying super hydrated.
Diet Coke count?
I mean, a little bit.
Okay.
You can do one can of Diet Coke.
Is Chardonnay a preservative?
There's water in that too, I think. In moderation.
Okay.
I think we talked about that last time, just everything in moderation.
Okay.
But yeah, I do a collagen supplement every day.
Oh.
So biotin and collagen to keep my skin nice and healthy and try to keep it from aging as fast as I am.
It's working.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's working.
But some fun treatments that we offer at Altear Clinic too to help with crepey skin. There's different injectables to help boost collagen and elastin, some different ultrasound treatments. So
nice. And if a person like me, for example, is afraid of pain,
yes.
Do you have options?
100%. We have options, some really good options.
All right.
Yes.
I like
Exciting.
Well, there you go. There's our side quest over into crepey skin.
I like it.
But we're coming back to the show, right? And what we're trying to accomplish and why people should come back next Thursday and the Thursday after that. And we're going to promise you authenticity. I think we just did a little bit of conversation about crepey skin and positivity. That's always going to be part of the conversation. We're going to start with that every single show. And then who wants to listen to this show? Well, I know at least two people, my mom
Yep.
and Liz's mom.
Yep.
Any
Hey,
of you guys
ladies.
know anyone out there?
Yes, everybody at Altear Clinic.
Hey, guys.
They're always tuned in.
Oh,
Yes.
love the people
Big
at
fans.
Altear Clinic.
Yes, me too.
Fantastic. So our goal is to multiply that by at least 1.7 before next Thursday.
Okay.
So,
Done.
okay. But who wants to listen to this show? It's really anyone who wants to hear an authentic message. We have to work really hard, I think, for the news today. You have to hear that side, and you have to weave it together and discern what seems factual and what seems influenced by something else. Sometimes the news is actually targeted towards what we've indicated to social media that we prefer. And I think it's really hard to get accurate news. And I'm not suggesting that this is a news show, but when we talk about current events, we're going to be talking about all different vantage points, and we're going to be talking about things with curiosity and listening and seeking to understand. So we will promise that too. But I will say I am solidly Gen X. You heard me speak of my age earlier without hesitation. Those years were all earned. So our topics might trend towards that population. But that being said, that's actually a reason to encourage a listening audience that's not part of that generation to call in and to talk to us about, different viewpoints. That's what this is really all about. And you're going to see a variety of topics of substance. So I would like to talk about everything from the war in the Ukraine to, issues that we are dealing with on a day in and day out basis. Yes, we talked about menopause on the last show, but there is a whole generation of women and men that is affecting. And I think our generation, Gen X, is one of the first not to experience menopause, because that's been happening since the dawn of humanity, but to say, wait a minute, hold my beer. Why didn't our mothers talk about this? What is happening? So we're going to talk about those things too in a really real way. And no questions are unsafe. So one other thing, have you guys heard of the term cognitive dissonance? Everybody's nodding.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's a mouthful, right? is something that I think that we really lack in our society today. The challenge to think about two competing ideas at the same time and imagine that they could both be true, and to not grab onto one or the other side and run with it, but to sit with it, and it's can be really uncomfortable. I love that kind of discomfort, and I want to have that kind of discomfort here. So with that in mind, we're going to have on the show, like we do today, one or more guests on every show, because I am not the expert, like I said, on anything. I am just a facilitator. Everyone's going to start with the good news. We'll talk about the facts and the myths and the conversation, not the one that happens in the boardroom, but you guys know the one I'm talking about, the one that happens afterward, where people are like, what do you think that really meant? You know? And then a challenge. We'll end with a challenge. What can I do this week? And then I don't want to forget, I'm really excited about this, but every show, except for today, we're going to have a minute called the Menopause Minute.
Yes.
And it's going to be 1 minute of useful or completely unuseful information for women of my generation and the people that love them. And we're still looking for a sponsor for the Menopause Minute. So I would say grab it while it's hot. Do you guys
I
get
get it. I get it.
No pun intended.
Yeah. So with that in mind, I'm turning it over to you guys. I'm done talking for a minute. What are we going to talk about on the show? What are some things that we should talk about because they're not talked about? What do you got?
There are so many things, and I just feel like nothing is off topic, and I am willing to talk about all of the things. I can't even like pick right now.
Yeah. You got to, though.
I
You got to
mean-
throw something out there.
Okay, I think like the sandwich generation of like
Ooh.
taking care of your parents and taking care of your kids, or for me in particular, trying to deal with your kid not living at home with you. It's hard.
Yeah. Empty nesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I love both of those empty nesters.
Mm-hmm.
What else?
Yeah. Oh, I love when you talk about kind of the ages that we're at, I think that's a huge time of change when you think about, hormones or career changes or sending kids off to college or taking care of your parents. Now we're worried about how can we slow down aging, and our health matters a lot more all of a sudden. So I think there's just so many like topics that could be talked about along that. And then, like you said, younger listeners listening, it's like, pay attention, because these are things that you can learn and, get ahead of the game too.
Yeah.
But I mean, I love all things topics, from health and wellness to finances to marriages, because there's a lot of things
Absolutely.
we don't talk about when it comes to marriage and how things change so much after 20 years of marriage or empty nesting and all those things.
I love that.
Mhm.
And I want to emphasize that I would love if this show was about specifically talking about the things you don't talk about.
Yes.
We've talked in May kind of a little bit about this epidemic of loneliness, and I think part of that is lack of human connection, certainly, but even when we do connect, what are we really talking about, and what's real and what's not. So here on the high road, we're going to be real. Okay, so you made me think of something though, Amanda, and we're going to continue on with the topics. But what's one thing that each of you could think of that, had you been listening to this show, it existed, if it existed, when you were 25, 30, what would you want to hear us say that you would have done differently so that our younger listening audience could take that in and act on it?
I think I would have liked to have known or understood that it's really important to listen to your instincts. I think, at least for myself, when I was younger, I kind of poo-poo them, put them in the background. It's like, I got this, I can do it. But I think if I would have truly listened to that inner voice a little bit more, I might have avoided some rocky things in life.
Absolutely. That's so good. Listen to your instincts.
I'll piggyback off of that, because I was thinking like I could have really used to hear to trust myself and like decide what I want to do.
Yeah.
And deal with the consequences, good or bad. But I think just like knowing what I want and going for it, whether it's easy, hard, whatever.
Yeah. Why do you think we don't do that? Because I'm guessing we have that in common. I mean, why is it?
I think fear. That's what
Yeah.
I'm thinking in my head. Like
people,
just kind
other
of,
people must be smarter.
Yes.
know
Like, why
more.
does everybody else even know what they're doing and I don't?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
But don't you think too,
Insecurity.
when we're younger, we want to be part of a crowd?
mhm.
Yeah.
You know, we want to be part of a group, fit in, you know, feel accepted, wanted, loved, whatever it might be. But sometimes you just have to step outside that when your mind, your body's telling you something else.
Yeah.
You just
Mhm.
have to have the confidence to do that. But that takes time and age,
Yeah.
experience.
It does too. Yeah. Michelle.
I would say that the thing I tell some younger moms is I wish I would have worried less, because there's so many things like breastfeed, formula. I mean, you can start at the very beginning, and then as a mom, then do I give them vegetables and fruits or let them eat the Ritz crackers? You know, like it's just a constant thing.
Yeah.
And then when they're teenagers, so I worry this, that, and the other. Now, you know, you can basically track your kid all day long. And so like there's so many things about what we've done to ourselves over worrying how kids are going to turn out. And I wish I would have, I wasted so much time
Yeah.
worrying, and it's a distraction. And I just wish I would have been a little bit more focused and just, maybe trusted some instincts, or
Yes.
just really had faith to believe that I'm doing the right thing.
If it feels right.
Yeah.
Even if there's messaging all around you that's like, no, you
Yeah.
need to be doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just stay focused and trust the process.
Yeah. That's so good.
I'm really good
well
at
said.
worrying, though. Do I want to give that?
Worrying
It's a strength of mine.
It's not good for your hormones.
Yeah.
Get the stress down. Yeah, exactly.
Too much
We don't want
cortisol.
the cortisol high.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I just checked in with James, and there is a call-in number if our listeners, all 7 of them, want to call in and contribute. It is 701-293-9000. We would love to have a call from our listening audience to contribute to this conversation. So we're going to head to break in just a second here. We're going to come back to the high road to continue the conversation about the topic of the day, which is the topics for this show. Come back. Just a few minutes. We'll see you back here. Welcome back to the high road. This is Michelle Kommer, and I'm here with some awesome, amazing, impressive friends. Michelle Cody is the studio director and heart and soul of Fly Fitness. Tammy Halverson is a youthfully retired business owner. Amanda Kiddleson is a physician's assistant at Altear Clinic. And Liz Magee is a registered dietitian and worksite wellness enthusiast. So we have a lot of broad expertise in the room, and we have a lot that unites us. One of those things is our desire to have real conversations. And that's what we want the high road to be about. Where we left off was talking about topics for the show, because the topic for today's show is topics for this show. So where else are we going with that, ladies? What else we got? Authenticity, positivity, and talking about the things that people don't talk about. What do you want to talk about?
It's all fair game. I swear I may have been put on this earth to make people feel better about themselves, because I am willing to, that makes me sound like I think very highly of myself, but I'm here to share my mistakes, to be completely open
fantastic.
about things that are going through my head that I just need to say, and people are scared to say. So
That's fantastic.
what I'm saying, nothing is off limits.
Yeah, and I've known Liz for a number of years, and that's one of the things I appreciate the most about you is there's no veneer. You just put it like it is. And
100%.
Honestly, what you say is what I would guess 99% of people similarly situated are thinking.
That's what I think. And I don't know
love
what
that.
wires got crossed that I don't seem to care what people think, but here I am.
I think it's fantastic.
Thanks.
Yeah, we all need a friend like that in our lives.
Yeah.
For real. Like, it is a blessing to have someone like that, because you do say the things that I think, oh, I wish I could say that.
Yeah.
But I can't.
You
I can't
can.
make myself.
You totally
I could,
can.
Yeah.
Just,
but-
my
Yeah.
husband's annoyed with me a lot of the time, but it's fine.
So you just made me think of another topic, which is female friendships.
Great topic.
That was on my list too.
Yeah.
I think that is a great topic. So I did not intend to self-promote, but I did do a TED Talk in 2019 about female relationships. So if you haven't seen it, go watch it. Just have to Google Michelle Kommer TEDx. Do not judge the way that I'm moving on the stage, because what you don't see is I had dislocated my hip like 2 days before that. And anyway, Is that me being insecure on the radio?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just a fair warning, like letting people know. So I always provide more information because I'm always wondering things. So I just like to put it all out there so no one's wondering why you're walking funny or whatever.
Standing.
I don't think it's insecurity. I think it's just providing knowledge.
See, look at that. That was an example of a woman supporting another woman, saying you're okay.
Positive.
Yep.
And I wouldn't think of myself as positive. I'm always planning for the worst case scenario. I just told someone last week that my glass is tipped over. It's not half full or half empty. It is completely tipped over, spilling.
That is not how I experience you at all, at all.
Well.
But I'll build on that. A joke. You know, I am an attorney. I went to law school for 3 years, and it's basically like getting a degree in the worst case scenario. Like every single class, from contracts to property to you name it, you are studying the worst case scenario. So you can protect against it, argue against it. So I
it
share
makes
that.
you more prepared.
Yeah. It also gets
Less
you
disappointed.
stuck in your head.
Quite obviously.
Often.
Yeah.
Because I think I've heard this, Michelle. You read every single word of the privacy statement, disclosure, disclaimer. You read every word.
I've never read one.
Never.
Not an ounce of it.
Agreed.
Nothing. Yep.
You guys,
Somebody believes in me and I'm me signing this.
Yeah. What Michelle might be referring to, this is a true story. So when my kids were little and they'd go into the bouncy house, I would redline that bad boy. I would redline that, which that worked out. But then they went to horse camp and I redlined that waiver too. And I did not find out, you guys, until my kids were grown up, that they didn't get to ride horses at horse camp.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. That actually happened.
I'm going to dig into that with your daughters,
I know.
think.
Yeah. So, you know, we say like we parent our children and create emotional scars so that they can spend adulthood trying to recover from them.
Yep.
And I'm sure that's one of those moments.
Mm-hmm.
That was probably very difficult for them. But yes, I do that. But there's another topic for a show. Why do there have to be so many terms and conditions?
Yeah.
If most people aren't reading them. I don't know. I'm going to write that one down. Like when you go in and, I don't know, take out a mortgage, for example.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Do they? Or here's another one. Do we need labels on hair dryers that say don't put them in the tub?
Oh my! Or the thing with medicine, if you're allergic, don't take it. Do we have to say that?
I love those commercials. I love it.
Come on.
I love the disclaimers. And I can tell you, you know, from a legal perspective, there is a reason for every single one of those things. There is a reason why your hot coffee cup says caution, contents are hot. It was a McDonald's case.
Yeah. I remember that.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, so we got some good stuff. What else do we want to make sure is on the list? Real topics, the things that people think but don't say.
Oh, I think then divorce, step families.
I like it.
Blended.
That's a lot. Yes, blended families.
I like it.
I think mental health and emotional wellness is another really big topic too.
Yeah.
Talk about, because nobody wants to talk about that.
I think I love that, and I think we're building almost an entire year of content.
For
So
sure.
let's dig into, like, it's not going to be a current event show, but you know, what if we all understood, you know, this conflict better, or if we all understood, you know, what is interesting to you when you hear about it? You're like, gosh, that's terrible, or I don't understand that well enough to have a viewpoint. Like, are there current events that you think of that way that we should touch on?
So many. You're up to date on like everything. And when you're talking about the war in Ukraine, I was like, I really hope that doesn't come up today. And I have to answer any questions because it's not an area. Could we talk about Britney Spears' Instagram page and what I have thoughts about that?
Or the biggest topic of the week is
Soccer?
Taylor Swift getting married
Yes.
at Madison Square Garden.
Yes.
I could keep up with those events.
I can
yeah,
too.
me too.
Love Island. I'm here for it.
Okay.
I'm embarrassed, but I am here for it.
I think we make a good team then. And Liz, you said something also that made me think of, you know, when I was younger, we did must-see TV. It was Thursday night. It was Friends, Seinfeld, ER.
Yes.
great night. And remember the anticipation that we Oh had? my gosh, so great. Friday night for, was it Family Matters? What's the,
90210.
90210, I think that was like a Tuesday.
Okay.
And I remember like having to make my brother record because I didn't know how to use the VCR
Yeah.
like properly. Full House, that's what I'm
there you
thinking
go.
of. Step by step.
Yep.
So exciting. And if
Exactly.
you missed it, You missed
it. Yeah. And this show is available for reviewing after the fact, both video and the audio. But I think it would be way more fun if people just, marked Thursday at 11 and said, hey, I'm just going to turn this on.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be something fun. That anticipation, I think, would be a really good time. So I think we have some amazing topics. And the last time we were together, it was a 3-hour show, and it went by so fast. We are getting to the end of the very first episode 1 of the High Road with my friends Michelle, Tammy, Amanda, and Liz. And I just want to thank our listeners and thank all of you for spending this hour with us. I hope you'll come back next Thursday. All of you here with me and all of you listening, multiply yourselves by 7. And let's see where this leads. And until then, remember, there are always a lot of roads that you can take. I hope that you'll choose the high road.
Love it.
We'll see you next week. Thank you, guys.